Oh. Right. Hey.
Get out of the way, Mike.
Hey, Danny. It's like the third one. This last roll we over here.
I don't know where they're going in.
They're going up. Right here. That row right there. That's the end. All right, I'll go back. We just demonstrating growth.
Yeah.
The shot is closed.
How you doing? Good to see
On behalf of the Executive Director, Mr. William Baker, Director of the Mass Criminal Justice Training Council, I want to welcome you to the graduation exercises for the first and second municipal police officers classes. Assembled here on the stage to greet the class is Lieutenant Colonel Kathleen O'Toole from the Mass State Police, Executive Director William Baker, Mass Criminal Justice Training Council, Howard Leibowitz, Director of Training for the Training Council, and Mary Lou Godden, Assistant Academy Director from the Training Council. We would also like to welcome in the audience the chiefs and or their representatives. They are here today to celebrate the graduation of their newly trained officers. I'm going to ask everyone, would they please rise and greet the members of the 2nd and 1st MPOC. I'm going to ask also that you remain standing for the national anthem and for the invocation by Reverend James Flaherty of St. Malachy's Parish in Burlington.
All right. Quick, march!
national anthem.
Reason.
Blessed are you, Lord.
Sweet.
Blessed are you, Lord, in whom all things have their beginning, continuation, and end. Blessed are you who have brought us together this morning to send forth into public service the first and second Municipal Police Officers class of the Burlington Academy of the Massachusetts Criminal Justice Training Council. Grace us with your saving presence. Aid with your constant help our honored guests, speakers, faculty, graduates, their families and friends. May everything we do begin with your inspiration and continue with your help, so that all our prayers and works may begin in you and by you be happily ended. Glory and praise to you forever and ever. Amen.
Ready.
You may be seated. Sergeant Wick, are the first and second MPOC prepared for graduation?
First MPOC. 10.
Fighting words, MPOC! Front top, king it up! Hoorah!
Second MPOC. 10.
Second MPOC! Loud, proud, aggressive! Hoorah!
At this time, you may see them, Sergeant.
Take heat.
At this time, I would like to introduce the Executive Director of the Mass Criminal Justice Training Council, Mr. William Baker.
Thank you and good morning. I bring the greetings of Governor Well and Secretary Rapone, and it's a privilege to have you all here during this Thanksgiving week. Before I make a couple of brief remarks, I'd just like to bring a story that occurred this morning to your attention, which I found kind of amusing. You'll notice how disciplined and rigid the environment is here with the police recruits. They're like that for 18 weeks while we have them, and the only thing that I ever hear from them is, "Sir, yes, sir," or "Sir, good morning, sir." Well, this morning I walked into the gymnasium and everybody was brushing each other off and looking squared away and preparing for graduation. And I walked up to a couple of the recruits and I said, "This is like a second day of Thanksgiving." And one of the recruits looked back and he said, "You must be nuts, this is like Christmas." So the discipline broke down on the last day, and as an indication of how happy the recruits are to be leaving us and going back to their place of employment. I just want to make a couple of brief remarks. Let me begin by suggesting that this is always a cause for celebration, these graduations. And it really is a celebration of cooperation between local law enforcement, the state police, and the cities and towns that we serve. I'd like to just ask the members of the Massachusetts State Police that are in the audience to rise if you would, and also to ask the members of the training council staff, state police officers, you're not rising, I need you to rise. I'd also like to ask members of the council staff that are present to rise, and members of the police instructors, cadre, that we rely on so heavily to rise also. These are the people, my staff, the state police staff that are here, and the municipal police instructors that really make this 18 weeks go as flawlessly as it does. And I'd ask all of you to join me in a round of applause for the people. It was 2 years ago that I was asked to take this job as the Executive Director of the Criminal Justice Training Council and leave a job as Police Chief that I love going to every day. And it was a difficult decision to come here and leave the Police Chief job. But it is these graduations that remind me of how important our work is. And it really is an unbelievable experience for me to come to these graduations and watch another 82 outstanding young men and women join the ranks of the law enforcement profession. It makes me proud that we are able to contribute in this way and send another 82 people that are self-disciplined, self-motivated, competent, decent human beings to join the ranks of the law enforcement profession and serve the cities and towns that they will all go to serve. This group, the first and second MPOC, so-called because they're the first two groups to graduate from the Burlington facility, are a particularly outstanding group of men and women that have demonstrated their competence and their maturity and their commitment to serving you several ways during the course of the last 18 weeks, some of which you'll hear about today. So it's a especially proud moment for me to minister over this graduation of the first and second MPOC because of the qualities that these people represent as human beings. I had the privilege during the course of their 18 weeks to go out and run with them, to sit in on some of their classes, to attend the firearms training at the range, and I can tell you that the cities and towns that made the hiring decision several weeks ago to hire these men and women made an outstanding choice, and the cities and towns will be well served. So again, I'd ask you to join me in a round of applause for the first and second MPOC. Since it is the day after Thanksgiving, we've all been under strict instructions to make our remarks brief, so I'll keep that promise. And it's my pleasure now to introduce our speaker for this graduation, Lieutenant Colonel Kathleen O'Toole. Kathy O'Toole is currently the commander of the Special Operations Unit of the State Police, which means that she is in charge of the K-9, the Air Wing, the Marine Patrol, the horses, all the fun stuff. Prior to that, she had been a Boston police officer and had been the superintendent of the Metropolitan Police Department before the merger. I had the privilege of meeting Kathy when she was on the screening committee and was nice enough to hire me for my last police chief job. Kathy was educated at Boston College and also educated at a school that we both share a fondness for, the New England School of Law, and it is our privilege to have Lieutenant Colonel Kathleen O'Toole as our guest speaker this afternoon.
Thank you very much. Bill did mention Boston College, so you can tell that I'll be a little preoccupied today. The game this afternoon. Graduates, fellow police officials, family members, and friends, thank you. It's certainly a great honor to be here with all of you today as you complete your academy training. Of all the events I've had occasion to participate in over the years, I think recruit class graduations are definitely my favorite. So special thanks to Rhoda Pierce and also to her able assistant director, Mary Lou Godden, for inviting me here today. I'd like to also personally acknowledge Bill Baker, the executive director of the Mass Criminal Justice Training Council. As Bill mentioned, we've known each other for many years now in our professional lives, and he's an extremely dedicated police official that I've respected and had the pleasure of working with. Also, Howard Leibowitz, who's done an outstanding job as the Director of Training for the Council. In addition, for the support they've given to this class and to the Burlington Academy, Reverend Rafferty and Burlington Chief Police William Soda. I'm especially proud to acknowledge State Police Sergeant Dan Wicks, who served as a senior staff instructor for this class, and his capable assistants, Trooper Chris Dolan and Trooper Chris Buckley. Also, special congratulations to 1st MPOC President Thomas McDermott of the Lynn Police Department and 2nd MPOC President Joseph Espinola of the Lowell Police Department for the outstanding leadership that they've provided to this group over the past several weeks. We have a great deal to celebrate this Thanksgiving weekend, but for those of you graduating, I hope that the excitement and the enthusiasm continues for many years to come. I hope that each and every one of you finds a great personal satisfaction in this profession that I and your Academy staff members have found. It certainly isn't an easy job, but it's the best. There's nothing more exciting than responding to a hold-up alarm or making a serious felony arrest. But that satisfaction is easily surpassed when saving a human life or bringing a child into the world. And you'll have the opportunity to do these things and much more. Who else is available to respond to every imaginable challenge 24 hours a day, 7 days a week? Now, with the exceptional training you've received, you're prepared to respond to the demands you'll face. But don't take your exceptional training for granted. 15 years ago, when I became a police officer, we were trained to fight the war on crime. And although it was a rigorous academic and physical program offered by a very dedicated group of officers, it really fell far short of what we needed to function as modern-day police officers. We were trained as foot soldiers, prepared to get the bad guys, us versus them, the police versus the community. Fortunately, most of us survived. But now, through the 80s and the 90s, we've come to realize it wasn't enough. Our training programs had to be expanded to address the very diverse challenges we encounter. We're not just crime fighters anymore, or keepers of the peace. In addition to these traditional roles, we must now establish partnerships with our communities to address society's very complicated issues. Among them, child abuse, domestic violence, homelessness, gangs, hate crimes, white-collar crimes, and many, many more. Fortunately, having completed this program, you've been given the foundation to do so. But remember, no two situations that you will encounter will be identical, and there's certainly no substitute for common sense. With your oath of office, you've been granted a great deal of responsibility and authority. Be proud of that, but please, for the sake of all of us, don't abuse it. There's nothing more obnoxious or ineffective than an arrogant police officer, and we all pay a price for the few that are out there. The simple rule is to treat those you encounter as you would want a member of your own family treated. You'll be confronting people when they're the most vulnerable and the most emotional. You'll have to demonstrate the skills of a mediator, a lawyer, a social worker, a psychologist, or even a physician in many situations. Provide these services with empathy, always imagining yourself in the shoes of those you encounter. And to the friends and family members here today, my very sincere congratulations to you too. I know that without your support and encouragement throughout this demanding program, these graduates would not be here today. But don't think it ends here. Your continued support is essential to the success of every police officer in this class. Yes, you'll be making sacrifices too. Long hours, nights, holidays, worrying and praying. And we need you. We're worth it though, because as tough as we may seem, and as callous as most of us would like you to think we are, we'll always be human. And nobody needs the understanding and the support of family and friends more than police officers do. Again, graduates, it's been an honor to share this day with you, and I'll consider it a great privilege for many years to come to cross professional paths with everybody in this class. Thank you very much. And congratulations.
Lieutenant Colonel. It's my pleasure to introduce to you now the President for the 1st Municipal Police Officers Class, Officer Tom McDermott.
Good morning, ladies and gentlemen, distinguished guests. Thank you very much for attending our graduation this morning and taking part in this ceremony. All the graduates have worked very hard over the last 18 weeks and looking forward for this day, so I too am going to try to keep my remarks as brief as possible so that we can get on with the ceremony. I would like to take this opportunity to thank the many people that played a part in our completing the academy. First, I'd like to mention the many instructors that took the time to share their knowledge with us. I do apologize for not mentioning each and every one by name, but I would like to assure each of you that you have the deepest respect and gratitude of every recruit in this class. We wish you all continued success throughout the remainder of your careers and good luck in everything you choose to do. There are several instructors that I would like to mention by name. The first is Detective Joe Bonero. I don't know if he's with us this morning. I hope he is. As many of you know, there was an accident during this training class, and Detective Bonero was accidentally shot. Fortunately, the wound was not life-threatening, and Detective Bonero recovered. Within the week, Detective Bonero was back at the training council. His main concern was not so much his well-being, but that none of the recruits were injured and how we were reacting to the incident. This action displayed a dedication to duty that I hope I can someday match. We wish him luck with all he does in the future, and are happy that he will continue to teach recruits in future classes. I would also like to mention the State Police assigned to this Academy cadre, Sergeant Dan Wicks, Trooper Chris Buckley, and Trooper Chris Dolan. You led by example and instilled a sense of professional pride and teamwork in all of us. If at times a gentle reminder was needed to keep us focused on pushing ourselves, we could bet that you would be there to provide it. I know that each of you will be a major asset to your new units. While the new units are very lucky to be receiving each of you, future academies and recruits will be at a great loss for not having the benefit of your expertise. Finally, I'd like to mention the people that played the greatest part in our completing the academy, and that is our families. For constantly listening to our complaints, for being there to support us, and for reminding us why we were working so hard. Each of you deserve to be up there with us graduating today. I hope that we can continue to make you as proud of us in the future as you are of us today. To my classmates, I would like to say thank you for giving me the honor of being your class president. I'm proud to know each and every one of you, and I was proud to be part of your group. I know that you will be of great benefit to your departments when you hit the streets and go to work. Thank you very much, and let's get on with the ceremony.
And now I'd like to present to you the President of the 2nd MPOC, Officer James Espinola from the Lowell Police Department.
How's everybody doing today? I'm glad you came to our ceremonies. I was approached by all my classmates. I like to talk a lot. And, I had a nice 18-page speech that I was going to say today, but I kind of trimmed it down a little bit, and I just got some thanks to say to a bunch of people. I'd like to thank everybody for coming here today, all our guests, the staff and the instructors, the council, and a special thanks to Father Rafferty we had to wake them up 3 or 4 times a week, trudging through the church while we were marching. So I just figured it would be appropriate to have them come here and read the benediction. Our family and our friends, our fellow recruit officers, bring me great pleasure to be here with you today. It was a long road, but we made it. As we graduate and move forward in our careers as police officers, let us remember the purpose of our jobs as police officers: to provide the public with service and protection. Let us put to rest the bad feelings or experiences that the communities have had with us in the past and replace them with good ones. Remember the first day when we came here, one of the instructors had said to us, someone stood in front of you one day and asked, who would like to be shot at, punched, stabbed, continually attacked by people you don't even know? And all 43 of us raised our hands. I looked around the room and I said, I'm here with 43 certified nuts. Now I know why that we went through all this 18 weeks. It's the camaraderie, the love of our job, to be police officers, and to just have one day someone say thank you for something that we've done. Let us not forget our families, the people who helped us here. They worked hard to get us through all these weeks of training, putting up with our complaining, our punishments, our attitudes when we came home from the academy, our to-froms, our laundry, the list will go on forever. It's because of these people that we could bear the load of the academy challenges, and we'd like to thank you all. In the years to come, some of us will leave the police field and move on in some other way. But I believe you can take the police off the field, but you can't take it out of the person. We are special types of people, some of it good and some of it bad. But with some work, we can adapt and overcome the challenges that we will face. Don't give up on the problems that face you because of the line of work you're in. Work hard to solve them, whether it be your family, your friends, your job, wherever the problems may originate. Never give up. Never ever give up. Look back at the first week of this academy, and I can't believe how far along we've gotten as police officers. I can remember being in the early weeks of the academy and saying to myself, oh my God, I'll never ever be able to remember all this stuff they're teaching us. But here it is 18 weeks later, and because of the training that we received here at the council from our instructors, I would like to thank all of you, especially the ones that are here, because it shows that you really do care. Finally, I would like to take the time to thank Sergeant Wicks, Troopers Buckley and Dolan for all their time and efforts in trying to teach us to be good police officers. And most importantly, teach us the will and means to survive out there in this world of bad guys. I truly believe that a part of them will be with us forever. These people are outstanding instructors and even more outstanding as people. And again, I thank them for everything that they've done for us. And if I have to do it all over again, thank God I don't, I wouldn't change a thing. Oh, maybe a little less two-froms. In closing, I'd like to thank all of my fellow recruit officers. I met some pretty interesting people in here, and I always remember you. I thank you for electing me as your president, and I hope that I didn't let you down in any way. This was an experience that I will never forget. We worked hard together to get through this, and I think we will make great police officers. Always remember that you are a very special person to be one of the loud, proud, and aggressive recruit class, and you will always come out on top. Thanks again, everybody.
Apologize. It's Officer Joseph Espinola, and I said James, and I'm sorry, Officer Espinola.
Hey.
It has been the tradition of our academy to recognize those students who have excelled in academics, firearms proficiency, and physical fitness training. We will now award people from the class that have won these awards, and they don't know who they are at this moment. The Academics Awards will be presented by Trooper Chris Dolan from the Mass State Police.
Ready, peace!
Leading the class of the first MPOC with an average score of 93.7% in academic studies. These studies included constitutional law, criminal law, motor vehicle law, controlled substances, drug investigation, patrol procedures, defensive tactics, and a host of others that were included in the 510 hours of these 18 weeks. From the Lynn Police Department, Officer Thomas McDermott. Leading the second MPOC with an average score of 92.1%. From the Lowell Police Department, Officer Stephen Beeland. The next category in the firearms, Top Gun Awards, will be presented by Detective Joseph Ganera from UMass Police and from Officer Mike Grady from Malden PD. And I'm sorry, Officer Bob Ruffo from Woburn Police Department. Using a semi-automatic weapon and shooting from various distances and positions, including shotgun familiarization, the Top Gun Award for the first MPOC goes to Officer Christopher Foglietta of the Lynn Police Department. Top Gun Award in the second MPOC goes to Officer Kevin Stanton of the Melrose PD. Will be presented by Trooper Christopher Buckley of the Mass State Police. This is based on an averaging of the highest scoring in tests of strength, conditioning, aerobic and anaerobic exercises, long distance running, flexibility, agility, and the Physical Fitness Award for the first MPOC goes to Officer David Galizzi of the Lynn Police Department. Award goes to, in the second MPOC, Officer Jose Torres Jr. from Lowell. award we're going to give is an unusual award. It's new, but it's well-deserved. It's an award for meritorious service, and it will be presented by Director William Baker. For outstanding police work, above and beyond the call of duty on October 28, 1993, this award is awarded to Officer Mark McHale of the Lake Police Department. Per graduation. It's called the Honor Graduate Award. The single winner of this award has demonstrated a true measure of a well-rounded recruit who not only is recognized for his or her academic achievements and skills training, but also for his or her display of fine leadership throughout the 18 weeks of basic training. This special Honor Graduate Award will be presented by Senior Staff Instructor Sergeant Dan Wick. Ladies and gentlemen, the winner of this graduate award is Officer Janine Camellia. The final step of the ceremony, where before assuming their positions as police officers, they'll be awarded their hard-earned diplomas and badges. This moment represents the culmination of 18 weeks of training and self-discipline by the officers, and it's a moment that will long be remembered by each of them. Director William Baker and Lieutenant Colonel Kathleen O'Toole will present the officers their diplomas. Sergeant Wick, please prepare the class to receive their diplomas.
First one. Ready? Peace.
Ladies and gentlemen, I'm going to ask that you hold your applause until the last diploma has been awarded, and then we'll all applaud them. And I'm also going to mention, for those of you that know, when you see your loved one get up to receive it, feel free to come down and take a photo, and once they're through, we ask that you go back to your seat. But feel free to come forward when you see your family member coming up to receive the award.
We'll stay. We're not in the way here, are we?
Howard! Out!
Officer David Galizzi, Lynn Police Department.
Officer Scott Fuller, Lowell PD.
Officer James Daly, Lynn Police Department.
Officer Philip Mitchell, Beverly Police Department.
Officer David Scott, Pepperell Police Department.
Officer Michael Noble from the Wakefield Police Department.
Officer John Bolin Jr., Lynn Police Department.
Officer Frank Nobrega from the Lowell Police Department.
Officer Paul J. Galatis, Lynn Police Department.
Officer Robert Jaworski from the Winthrop Police Department.
Officer Jose Santiago, MBTA Police Department.
Officer Janine Carmelia from the Wakefield Police Department.
Officer James Flynn, Lynn Police Department.
Officer David Jeffroy from the Lowell Police Department.
Officer Paul Dusablon Jr., Lynn Police Department.
Officer Michael Penny, Ipswich Police Department.
Officer Anthony Ortiz, MBTA Police Department.
Officer Mitchell Cass, Sudbury Police Department.
Officer Stephen Withrow, Lynn Police Department.
Officer William Riley, Salem Police Department.
Officer Henry Wywajic, Lynn Police Department.
Officer Scott Simas, Harvard University.
Officer Mark McHale, Lynn Police Department.
Officer Kevin Stanton, Melrose Police Department.
Officer Darlene Lagoa, MBTA Police Department.
Officer Norman Perry, Reading Police Department.
Officer John White, Lynn Police Department.
Officer Kevin Delahanty, Winthrop Police Department.
Officer Thomas McDermott, Lynn Police Department.
Officer Christopher Grace from the Wakefield Police Department.
Officer Stephen Coley, Lynn Police Department.
Officer Michael Adamson from the Winthrop Police Department.
Officer Austin Cote, Townsend Police Department.
Officer Arthur Grenier from the Lowell Police Department.
Officer Christopher Foglietta, Lynn Police Department.
Officer Joseph Espinola III of the Lowell Police Department.
Ready, make.
Officer Scott Tilton, North Reading Police Department.
Officer Laura Hayes, UMass Boston.
Officer Paul Foley, Lynn Police Department.
Officer Gary Lord from the Swampscott Police Department.
Officer Mark Foley, Lynn Police Department.
Officer Phileas Barrett Jr. from the Salem Police Department.
Officer Stephen Haberek, Lynn Police Department.
Officer Daniel Brogan of the Natick Police Department.
Officer Glenn Valeri, Lynn Police Department.
Officer Christopher Doolin of the Westford Police Department.
Officer Joseph Foglietta, Lynn Police Department.
Officer Scott Laveau of the Lowell Police Department.
Officer Andrew Buckland, Lynn Police Department.
Officer Brian Butler of the Salem Police Department.
Officer Randy Girard, Townsend Police Department.
Officer Scott Reveille of the Wakefield Police Department.
Officer Timothy Layton, Lynn Police Department.
Officer Nicholas DeMauro of the Melrose Police Department.
Officer Denise Parker, MBTA Police Department.
Officer Francis Delano III of the Swampscott Police Department.
Officer Giancarlo Cantella, MBTA Police Department.
Officer John Quinn of the Chelsea Housing Authority.
Officer Rafael Rosa, Lawrence Police Department.
Officer Douglas Boyle of the Lowell Police Department.
Officer Jolene Romalo, Stowe Police Department.
Officer Edward Canto of the Groton Police Department.
Officer Elias Baez, MBTA Police Department.
Officer Christopher Luminello of the Lowell Police Department.
Officer James Shinnick, Lynn Police Department.
Officer Brian Lakin of Harvard University.
Officer Glenn Dunnigan, Lynn Police Department.
Officer Michael Bowden of the Swampscott Police Department.
Officer Robert D. Salvatore, Malden Police Department.
Officer John Evans of Harvard University.
Officer Donald Capolato Jr., Lawrence Police Department.
Officer Stephen Beeland of the Lowell Police Department.
Officer Daniel Ward, Lynn Police Department.
Officer John Bossy of the Wilmington Police Department.
Officer Philip Tansey, Lynn Police Department.
Officer Paul Kreminsky of the Wilmington Police Department.
Officer Robert LeBlanc, Lynn Police Department.
Officer Jose Torres of the Lowell Police Department.
10.
Ladies and gentlemen, I present to you the graduating officer. It is the tradition that we pass the class guide-ons on from the recruit to the academy staff. Officers Galeazzi and Simon, please present the guide-ons to troopers Buckley and Dolan. Before we end, I would like to personally thank all the members of the academy staff who have been responsible for the training of these officers for the last 18 weeks, as well as all the instructors who have continued to support the training council by giving their knowledge and expertise to this class. You are appreciated, and your participation has helped the council to complete its training mission. I'm going to ask the audience to rise for the benediction by Father Rafferty. And then I'm going to ask that you, when the benediction is over, that you take your seat and allow the graduating officers to file out of the building for the pinning ceremony. And those of you that are participating in this ceremony may then take your places outside once the class is filed out. This will conclude the graduation ceremony for the first and second MPOC, and we thank you all for coming.
Almighty and eternal God, you have revealed your glory to all nations. God of power and might, wisdom and justice, through you authority is rightly administered, laws are enacted, and judgment is decreed. We pray for these new police officers who are entrusted to guard and protect our welfare. May they be enabled by your powerful protection to discharge their duties with integrity, ability, and courage. Kindly safeguard and protect them always. We likewise commend to your unbounded mercy all citizens of the Commonwealth of Massachusetts, that they may be blessed in the knowledge and sanctified in the observance of holy law. May we be preserved in that peace which the world cannot give, and after enjoying the blessings of this life, be admitted to those which are eternal. We pray to you, who are Lord and God, forever and ever. Amen.
Ready?
Color guard, post!
Sir, excuse me, sir. Cartoon.
Ready? Forward.
No. Substitute.
They all do. Bonnie, don't do it. Don't do it.
35 cents an hour.
Next one.
Higher. For his kid? A lot more.
What do you want to check?
There he is.
Go for a walk? Go for a walk?
Full-time job.
My mom had to find him. Did you hear about it? Did you catch it?